So there is an awful lot of controversial information circulating around Bitcoin and the Bitcoin spot ETF. Let's dig into it. So we're going to start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is up 2.31% at the time of recording and stands at $1.66 trillion, with Bitcoin at 44,132.63, up 2.86% at the time of recording. And Ethereum is at 2,281.13, up 2.10% at the time of recording. Now, we were saying to expect some price crashes, some retracements and all that sort of stuff. So we weren't surprised when we saw that, but perhaps the timing caught a lot of people off guard. And we really want to dig into some of the reasons as to why this pullback happened, right? So if we dig into the news, we've got the SEC will reject all Bitcoin spot ETFs in January. This is something that I covered in yesterday's video. But I actually wanted to sort of just go into this in a bit more detail and some of the rationale. A lot of rationale circulating the reason why Bitcoin spot ETFs will be rejected by the SEC is because really the governments and the people in power are not positioned well enough just yet to control everything that happens with Bitcoin. Now, what do people mean by this? There's maybe 5 mining operations for Bitcoin that control over 80% of the hash rate and all that stuff. And that's an awful lot of control. You got 2 pools, I believe, in the US, the 2 biggest ones, and then you've got 3 in I say pools, mining operations, 3 in China. It is really centralized. As much as people say it's decentralized, actually, a lot of the control is in the power of very few people, as much as a lot of people won't recognize it. And that could be a good enough reason for the SEC to potentially reject the Bitcoin spot ETFs in January, or at least delay it perhaps till the end of January, beginning of February. But that isn't really what we've been hearing a lot of, and we'll come on to that in a moment. But critical Bitcoin warning issued here, and the postponement of the ETFs could be a big part of what's to come, right? What's going to happen if they get rejected or delayed? We're going to see another big pullback in the coming days. So what we've got here in recent tweet, chief executive has urged the community not to rush to sell their Bitcoin, even though we've seen nearly 7% loss yesterday. This is a warning related to the Bitcoin spot ETF that basically, you're going to get it all agreed. It is interesting stuff. There's lots of people, giving you mixed information, and I'm interested to get people's views and opinions. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be agreed, or delayed, or worse, rejected? Why Bitcoin spot ETF could completely destroy Bitcoin. Again, a lot of stuff being covered here that could potentially cause problems for Bitcoin, and the giants getting in. It could cause huge issues. And a lot of this stems from studies that have actually been done by banks. And I will add, banks are actually purchasing crypto right now. But the point that I think a lot of people are missing is there's studies that are being completed in order to work out how much money it costs to move the needle when it comes to Bitcoin. So you don't do those studies unless you intend to move the price of Bitcoin, right? We've got Charles Hoskinson coming out. Obviously, we got Peter coming out with a tweet, "Be careful what you wish for. The promise of the US listed spot Bitcoin ETF has been supporting the Bitcoin price and speculative demand for years. Once the ETFs are launched, it's highly anticipated institutional and other new investor demand does not show up. Look out below." So, again, just talking about, investors, hedge funds, family offices, pension funds not getting into it, even though the spot ETF's there. Now, I think this is garbage to a point, but in the short term, I do think that there's going to be an element of truth to what is being posted here. It depends on your time horizon and how you're looking at the markets to basically say whether this is true or not true. I think that it's going to be a slow grind. I think we're going to see a sell the news event. The prices are going to come down. I think this is going to be coinciding with a Fed pivot, stocks crash, crypto crash, and then we're going to come out of that and slowly money's going to start to come in. It's going to take a long time for money to flow into these spot ETFs, I believe anyway. Bullish Bitcoin market sentiment at display as buy the dip. Again, this is a lot of the stuff that people were talking about yesterday. Was it a buy the dip event? I think it was. I don't think we're quite done yet, and I think over time we will, see an increase in the Bitcoin price. MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor dumping $216 million worth of MicroStrategy stock, and he is purchasing Bitcoin, for his personal account and so on. So lots going on. Again, really, really bullish. Then we got former group of Citigroup executives plan to offer a Bitcoin-backed security. They say that they don't need approval from the US Security and Exchange Commission, according to Bloomberg. Again, this is really, really interesting. We're seeing a lot of products start to be launched and come to market. I think we're going to see an awful lot from traditional banks as well. We've got with the Bitcoin ETF decision imminent, industry watchers debate if the SEC will delay. Again, these talks coming out about delays, I think that there's something in it. I don't think that it's something that we should just, I guess, say is just FUD. There is a chance that they delay. Bitcoin could rally as high as $50,000 as Gary Gensler's facing pressure to approve the ETF, according to traders. Again, people really, really bullish off the back of the dip that we had yesterday. This is how Bitcoin can reach $1 million in a year. And this, again, is this just clickbaiting and all that sort of stuff? The math behind $1 million Bitcoin by Jan 3rd, 2025 is simple. The next 5 years, 750,000 Bitcoin will be mined. Based on prior cycles, about 20 to 30% of existing supply will become available for sale in the bull run. I tend to think lower than prior cycles, 10 to 15. But interesting stuff, like when you actually break it all down. It says lower reasons, a longer bear market. We have just exited. The rise of maxi holders, the death of crypto as an asset class, and so on. That adds about 2 to 6 million BTC, a total of 2.75 to 6.75 million. Over the next 5 years, I'd expect somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 to 5 trillion of capital to chase these coins based on the scale of the capital that is being given access to the asset. In general, most gains for the cycle, the entire cycle, occur within the first years after the halving and the speculative mania. So, look, really interesting stuff. I don't think that we're going to see a $1 million Bitcoin by the 3rd of January 2025, but let me know your thoughts and opinions. And the other thing that I really wanted to sort of just raise here is DeFi security concerns are being raised by, some very prominent people in the crypto space, stating that actually DeFi is not ready for this particular bull run. And I do think that it's going to be the biggest and longest bull run in history. And I align all these bridge hacks and just DeFi for me, not all, but some, a lot. They are just rehashing old code. And yeah, I have a lot of concerns, and I think people should. So make sure that the projects you invest in within the DeFi sector have really good security audits and so on. And if you want to find out more on security audits and how to look at those, join us in the Discord and ask us there. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.